Welcome everyone. Today we have a very exciting updated guide for the Necromancer for Diablo 4. Now looking behind me, this is a tier 100 dungeon, and my friend currently is only level 96, and he hasn't maxed out the gloves, his gears are not perfect, but this is already doable with the level 96 build for the Necromancer. So in this video, what I want to show you guys is, this is a new version of the Spirit Worker Nuke Necro. What you are doing to the monster is, you'll be auto-casting Corpse Tendril, you'll be dealing with elite monsters, pretty much one-shotting them. And you have incredible tank potential, you have incredible damage, and just look at these numbers. One shot usually, the monsters disappear. And this will allow you to pretty much speed clear dungeons, and this will prepare us for the Gauntlet very soon. Once you get to level 100, we'll provide you guys with a speed run. Now going a little further to show you guys a bit of the clear potential for the Necromancer, it is incredibly good, and you have tons of critical strike damage, tons of AoE crowd control, and yes, he is a little bit squishy still because he's not max level to level 100 and his gears are not fully upgraded. But if we skip a little bit further, we can see that he deals pretty sizable damage against the boss. And of course, it's not like a Hotter Barbarian that he can one-shot or two-shot the boss. I don't think my Barbarian could at level 96, I needed some gears. So at the moment, he can do sizable damage against a single target boss, and I don't think it's not too bad. I wouldn't say it's top meta like S tier, maybe it's like B tier, A tier damage against the boss. And we will be updating another build against Doriel, against different bosses like Butchers in the game for the Necromancer. But overall, the build is incredibly powerful because its burst potential and also its ability to become durable, survivable, and also very speedy. Now, similar to all the videos, I'll provide you guys with the whole replay of this entire tier 100 dungeon, and you get to see that his glyph was just barely level 15, and most of them are not maxed out and his gears are not perfect. But even with that, with the right Paragon Bond and also with the right skills and also right items, this is actually incredibly powerful with a fortified, healthy build. Now before we jump into the builder summary, I want to show you guys a few of the summaries my friend actually provided to me. It was really nice this time to give us some highlights. The first thing is, the build will use one uber unique item. It is also doable without it, but having it will provide you with a lot more potential, a lot more utility, and a lot more damage. So we're using Bone Spirit, and the higher maximum essence we have, the more damage we deal. So the 60 maximum essence is great. We'll also be dealing about 105% damage while healthy. And because the build will use healing orbs and also lots of healing, we're always healthy 90% of the time. Necromancers can be a little slow. My friend have gotten the roll for the movement speed. Yes, the uber unique actually rolls on movement speed. This is a bug. This is supposed to be max roll run. So this amulet also provides movement speed for the Necromancer, which is incredibly good if you're planning to speed run Garnet and also any of the leaderboard. And this will also help you speed farm. So the additional 20 to 26% movement speed is really good for the Necromancer. Now one of the centerpiece for the build is going to be the unique chest. And this one will allow us to increase damage by picking up blood orbs, and we'll be spawning a lot of blood orbs. So in return, we're getting more healing from blood orbs, we're getting more damage from blood orbs, and also we're shooting out Bone Spirit as we pick up blood orbs. If you can get this one to 5, which is an important role, you'll be summoning 3 Bone Spirit and also dealing tons of damage. And this will also based on your life percent as well. Now you might be wondering, how would you gain a lot of essence? Because in the video, if I want to show you guys a little bit, so notice that majority of the time my friend can restore a lot of essence. I'll show you guys through the replay over here. So let's find a pack of monsters, there we go. And you can see that his essence will go down as he take damage, but the moment he casts his Bone Spirit, it will go up. And I'll show you guys the tricks behind it and then the ability to constantly sustain yourself with more essence, which will increase your survivability and also deal massive damage. So if you come over here, you can see this is the legendary aspect effect. So this is actually currently imprinted on the ring. So this is the shattering effect of the Bone Spirit, which is a new legendary effect that allows you to shoot bomb splitters. We're not really here for the bone splitter damage. 200%, 400% is not a big deal. The bigger deal is, as you group enemies together, and if you face tank them and you shoot out Bone Spirit and this shoot out Bone Splitter, you will gain 6 essence per hit. And this is how in a majority of the fights, once he shoot out the Bone Spirit, his essence goes back up. And this is a massive and also incredible way to restore his essence. because he shoots Bone Spirit as he pick up Blood Orbs and as he casts Bone Spirit, so his essence goes down, it goes back up, and this is really good. So if he doesn't one-shot the entire monster group in one go, he gain a lot of spirit. And then he do it again because Bone Spirit have pretty much no cooldown, right? Now finally, one of the highlights for his stats over here is that he is doing a lot of critical damage. Critical damage to vulnerability, critical damage with bombs, and he is doing tons of damage while picking up blood orbs and also while healthy. So he has highlighted some of the interesting stats for this build, and I think it's really important to understand where the damage is coming from and how do you play the build. So coming over to the builds over here, and I'll have a brief summary. We have talked about the Bone Spirit build, and you guys can notice some difference. He has changed the helmet. Previously we were going with getting more blood orbs. Now we're getting more healthy with tankier with the barrier over here, and we're using the Bone Storm shield now. Previously we were using a blood wave, and blood wave was giving us blood orbs. But for this build, for the higher tier, we're getting quite a bit of blood orbs. And yes, we're still getting blood orbs, we're still summoning Bone Spirit, but we want to be tanky for tier 100 now. Now previously we had the Corpse Tendril over here on the Amulet, and we have decided to move this one on the gloves, so this way it frees up one slot. And this allows us to use the unique amulet. Now should you not have the unique amulet, you can still follow the previous build, which we have the gloves onto the amulet. I'll have the links provided for you guys to have a look at that previous build. Now I mentioned earlier, the Shattered Spirit effect gives us tons of essence, and this is incredibly powerful combined with a Melted Heart of Sigil. And finally, majority of the time we're getting increased armor, we're getting more movement speed as we crit, and also we're getting more Bone Spirit critical chance with maximum essence, and also the Ossified Essence effect to give us more damage. Now in terms of the pets, my friend currently is using Flash of Adrenaline with Genesis if you guys have the gem. If you don't have this one, Voluminous can replace this one with about 50% increased effectiveness compared to the 150%. It is still doable. He's using Pummel at the moment. It is possible to change into a different one, like the Lightning one, which is quite popular. And currently he's using Safety Guard support. You can consider swapping out of Safety Guard support if you get Evernight, which plus all 4 ranks to your spells. And of course he's getting more critical strike chance because this is the center of the build, and also he's providing himself with more vulnerability ways and also to break the barriers with a breaking support. Now because not much has changed with the skill trees and also Paragon board, we don't have to touch too much into it. I'll have the links available for you guys, and you can have a look at this one and even adjust it to your liking. So coming over to the build rotations and also the skill tips. So as you know, as you can see in the build, because we have the unique ring from Viserion, which auto-casts Corpse Tendril, one of the ways of triggering the corpse effect will be through your ability to generate corpses. And because it's auto-casted, all you have to do is able to be generating 1 corpses, and this will form, the entire combo. So as you can see, once he sees enemies, he will be debuffing them with Decrypify. As corpses are generated, they will be put together. You can be casting Corpse Tendril yourself personally, and of course, once enemies are put together, you can cast Bone Spirit right on top of them. Casting Bone Prison will also provide you with tons of essence, and this in combination with the whole skill kit means you have essence to survive. Because of the amulet, you also have essence to deal tons of damage. Now as we go a little further, whenever you feel like you need to be defensive, you can cast your Bone Storm. And because of the cooldown reduction aspects of the Necromancer skill tree, you'll be reducing your cooldowns rapidly, and this is incredibly strong. So you can see the Bone Storm cooldown was like 40 seconds, now the Bone Storm cooldown is down to 20 seconds, and this is just fighting 1 pack of monsters. So this in combination will give you a barrier, and also together you start to gain fortified. So the combination is always debuff enemies, then use Corpse Tendril to group them, and then get closer to them to cast your Bone Spirit. And yes, do cast your Bone Storm to become defensive as you become melee range. Now in terms of the fight for the boss, it is not that big of a factor because, bosses are bosses, right? They're quite durable, and we don't expect to one-shot them. One of the key aspects is to cast Bone Storm and Bone Prison, and also cast the Bone Spirit closer to the boss, so you gain the most essence as the Bone Lance hits on the boss. You can see that for this instance, he's constantly casting Bone Spirit because of the lowered cooldowns. and with more enemies he gets more essence, and this allows him to infinitely rotate his spells and also become like a machine gun necromancer with a bone spirit, which is actually quite fun, right? So what I do now is I'll provide you guys with a whole replay. In the future, once we get to level 100, we'll show you guys a fully rounded, updated gunner build for the necromancer with incredible speed. We'll also be updating for the boss killing potential for this build and also for the necromancer class.
I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet.